So after this video, you're going to make the darkest beats for Nardo Wick from scratch. I'm going to show you 5 tricks that are going to help you to make those type of beats. The last one is crazy, so let's get into it. Okay, the first tip that I'm going to give you is to start with a unique and different sound. Because in this way, you can find something unique that is going to make you stand out from the competition. And that's really important. So I'm just going to open the CS80 from Arturia because here we can find some crazy presets. Ooh, this one is crazy. Yeah, let's find a melody with that. So the first thing that I'm going to do is set the scale to D sharp, so I'm just going scale highlighting. So now we can use the highlighted notes and they're going to sound good. So now let's lay down a minor chord. We're just going to skip a note and skip a note. But I like to remove the middle note. Let's do something like this. Let's make this note shorter. And here we can go up one semitone. In this way we are using these two notes that are close together, and this is perfect if you want to create tension. Yeah, I think this melody is crazy, but I want to make the BPM a little bit higher, like at 165 BPM, because that's a BPM that Nardo Wick uses a lot in his beats. Okay, now I think this melody is really fire and we could build a beat around that, but the second trick that I can give you is to add a lot of effects on your melody. In this way you're going to make your melodies even more unique and you can really come up with interesting things. To create that Nardo Wick sound, we could use two plugins, FinMicro or Portal. FinMicro is free and is adding a pitched up delay like this. But with Portal you can customize more your sound and come up with more unique stuff, so I'm just going to use Portal. Let's use my Cryptic Bank. Oh, this one is crazy. You see, now the melody has a little bit more movement, but I want to add another Portal on this. I really like to use this layer 2 preset. So right now I'm just going to render this, clicking Ctrl C, so we can tweak it even more. We could also use a Fruity Slicer and treat this as a sample, so we can right click here and select this option, open in a new Fruity Slicer. I'm just going to click here and select beat. So here we have some interesting options. I'm just going to change the pitch shift. Oh, in C sharp sounds crazy. Basically, Fruity Slicer is dividing your melody in different slices, so by moving that, you're going to stretch every single slice. Another really cool feature of this is that you can reverse every single slice, so I'm just going to do that just to create some variation in the melody. So right now I'm just going to render this again because I like to have everything organized. Oh, and she sounds crazy too. Yeah, let's stick with this. So the next thing that I want to add are some bass notes, because bass notes can really change the feeling of a sample. So I'm just going in my Cryptic Analog Lab Bank, and for bass notes I like to use my Piano 10. Let's duplicate the note 1 octave higher and lower the velocity of this, so it's going to sound more full, and really like this effect. Oh, that's fire. On this piano I don't really have any effects, but every melody is linked to a melody bus, where I have stereo shaper with the stereoize 3 preset that is making everything sound more wide, and then a Q to cut the low end. Okay, right now I want to add a bell, but before I wanted to tell you that the sounds that I use in this video are from the Cryptic Multi Kit you already know, and if you want to check it out, the link is in the description. But now let's get back into it. So I will go in my Analog Lab Bank, and I really like to use the bell 8. So now let's find a repetitive and fast melody to give some life to this sample. Ooh, that's fire. Okay, I like this melody, but the third trick that I want to give you is that if you pitch something here with this pitch knob, it's going to sound different than pitching it in the piano roll. So right now I'm just going to pitch this up a lot. You see, it isn't sounding good, but right now we're just going to render this, and we can pitch this back down here by using this knob. We can go down 24 semitones and make sure to change the mode to stretch, so in this way it's not going to change the length. This is creating this detuned sound that is perfect for the Nardo Wick type beats. I want to add an EQ on this melody to cut out some frequencies. And we can also add some reverb to push it in the background. We can automate the pan of this, so I'm just going to click here and select automate, panning, double click on this automation and we can select LFO, and here we can change the amount. Yeah, like this. Crazy. Now I want to add some other elements to create some variation that we can use in the arrangement. And if you don't know what to add, the first tip that I can give you is that you can think about it like if you were making a beat for an horror movie. What would you add? Some strings, maybe a detuned violin or a detuned piano, for example. Right now I think a detuned piano would sound perfect in this beat. So you already know I like to use the piano tab from Analog Lab Bank. But right now I want to play something with my keyboard and I want to use this pitch knob. As you can see, it's creating something really dark. So I'm just going to add Edison on this and then just going to record. So I played this melody of time, so I'm just going to right click here and select edit in time warper, and here I can click Ctrl Q to quantize the notes and then I can manually drag them. I want to try to pitch this down 1 octave though, and let's see how it sounds. That's crazy. So this is already detuned and there is no need to add more effects on this, but I want to add an EQ just to wash the sound a little bit. Yeah, I think it's fire. Okay, so now I think I want to add something like a violin, and I'm just going to search for it in Splice. And I found this one shot. I think it's pretty sick, so let's add some reverb on this and also some EQ. Yeah, that's fire. Pitch it up an octave is crazy. So I'm just going to pan this on the right, and we can pan also the piano on the left. It's really good to pan every element of your melody so they will have their own space and the mix is going to sound better. So now I'm just going to arrange a bit the sample. Yeah, the drop is going to be crazy. Here in the verse we can try to pitch down the main melody 1 octave. Yeah, that's fire. So as I said, all the melodies are linked to a melody bus, so I can add some effects on the whole melodies. And a plugin that I really like to add is Patcher, and I like to use the Humanizer preset. You can also use the RC20, but this one is free. So it's sounding slightly detuned, but that's the sound that we want. I want to add also a chorus on the whole melody, but I want to lower it. Okay, now let's add some drums. So the drums that are really loaded here are from my Enigma Multi Kit that is inside the Cryptic Multi Kit, so it's a huge bundle. And I like to start with a clap. We can use a normal clap for these beats. Yeah, for the clap you want to keep it simple. I like to add some variation at the end like I did here, but nothing crazy. So let's add also the hi-hat. But if we add rolls, we are going to have much more bounce. So I like to use a 1/3 step, and we can click on this brush tool. It's also important to change the pans, so the hi-hats are going to sound less crowded. Now we can just copy this and create some variation. Now I'm just going to select everything and click Alt-R to randomize the pan and the velocity. That's really important because they're going to sound more human. So the next thing that I want to add is a hat to create some bounce. Let's do something like that. And create a delay effect by lowering the velocity. Yeah, that's fire. The third trick that I want to give you is to use perks that are different and that can help you to create a more unique bounce. Let's try to use this one. You see it's adding some bounce. Maybe you can add this one. Yeah. We can add some reverb on this. Yeah. So now it's time for the 808. For this beat, the spins is really common and it's going to sound perfect, so I'm just going to use this. The last trick that I can give you is really important, and it's just how to make your 808 sound harder. So you see, this 808 is already sounding pretty good, but I'm going to show you why. It's better if you start with a really good 808. You can also change the boost here. Now this is too much, but you get what I mean. You can move also this EQ knob if you want. Then we can add some effects. We can have some distortion. The pretty fast distortion can work, but I like to turn it off on this one because it's already hard. And on the master, you want to have a soft clipper like this. You can also leave it like this without touching anything. This is preventing clipping and will make your 808 sound more distorted. I like to have the volume of the 808 on the trick. And the last trick that I use is that I have an EQ on the master where I boost a little bit these frequencies, also the high end, but without this EQ it will sound like this. Okay, so now let's find a crazy pattern. Let's go crazy here. Another thing that we could do is just to have a more chilled pattern, maybe at the start. Maybe we can take this out and bring this down. So the second part is going to change a little bit and add some more variation to the beat. Hey. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, remember to drop a sub, like and comment, and check out this video now to make dark beats in 2024.